Okay, now it's time for us to do a little bit of rampaging around the Cathedral of the Deep. So we'll pick up a Sunbro, because we're definitely going to get invaded. This is an invasion-rich area. Now, we've got a couple of whips happening. That's the notched whip. So if you're looking for a dexterity build, it can be a lot of fun grabbing a notched whip. Remember, we need that because not only are we going to get invaded, but we're going to be fighting monsters that have maggots all over them. And when the maggots get on us, they actually bleed you, and they'll keep bleeding you unless you do something tricksy, like hit him with a bit of fire. So we'll take the Wandering Merc, and usually you get invaded in the bit we're going into first, and you can tell when you get invaded because you can hear it. Now we picked up from this area here. I'm going to go down here to the right first. These creatures respond well to fire, so fireball, anything like that. They hit hard, but more importantly, they'll drop. And you can just see my bleed meter going up. All those little maggots. It drops maggots on you, and the maggots, you can see I'm bleeding. When you bleed up, eventually you will actually and bleed works really well in this game, and a lot of people do very well building what's called a bleed build. Bleed build works well because here we are. And I want to grab the Titanite shard from around the corner. Okay. Alright, Wandering Merc. And there's another little lizard around here. So he's going to try and get there first, I'm afraid not. Slow us. Go high, and that way he goes towards the wall. And I'm hoping. Alright. Now, we're going to get this guy because we want... Oh, yes please. Alright. Stop, he's a very cheerful person, Wandering Dude. And in here, another one of these guys. And the poison bite ring. So that's really useful to stop poison build up when we go into that Farron Keep area later on. It'll come in very, very handy. There's another Titanite shot up where he's going. Well done. Oh good. So sometimes you get people that you work with who want to show you around, and although that can be a bit annoying if you know what you're doing, I find it a very helpful thing to do, and very supportive. So round to the left, and there's one more Titanite shard there. Okay, now we're going to go up. We came down before, now we're going to go up. Now when you come up here, lots and lots of skeletons are going to come up out of the ground, because this area is essentially a nasty little graveyard. Up to your left, there's only a few things to grab in here. So this is the Astora Greatsword. It's an ultra greatsword, but a really nice one that upgrades particularly well. And in here, a really nice Executioner Greatsword. And I'll probably do a build on that. There's two in there. One of them is an utterly useless little Fading Soul designed, of course, to trigger that ambush. Round here, as you jump, swing back and do a plunge attack because there's a guy there. And here, he's going to do all the fighting with a torch, it looks like. I wish he'd done more work. You actually have to hit him. If you just stand there and look at him, then that's not going to help me very much. Alright, up the top. Before we go down to the right there, where there's lots and lots of goodies, including an undead bone shard, these enemies here are particularly nasty, and they are dancers. Get out of my way. Really? You're not actually going to help? I am less than impressed with you, dancer. Now, if you come down here, there are lots of enemies down here, but our friend from before will start firing at him. It's a few large souls, young white branch. But most importantly, there was that undead bone shard. Alright, when you come up here, around to the right, we've got a couple of things to grab. First of all, we're going to grab for those cosplay people. It's called the Curse Ward Great Shield, but it's actually the Pursuer's Great Shield. So if you remember the Pursuer from Dark Souls 2, that's his Great Shield. Kick the ladder down. That means if we die, we can come back up that way. It's a shortcut. Back up the top and around to the left. And there's a little shiny that we can grab in this area. Rusted coin. You know what? Am I seeing anything at all from my wandering merc? No. Wandering merc is totally hopeless. I'm not carrying anyone that hopeless. Alright, in here. Round to the left. Just run through that area. You don't need to do anything there. It's an ambush. Many of them will come out to follow you here. And alright. And we should be able to take him out, and there's a little guy up there. Get him, and we should be able to get that guy. He's going to come up. Oh! Alright. Okay. We did pretty well. There's that guy up there. Now those guys will drop. They'll drop from all the way up the top there. I mean, we're going to go a way that takes you around where they're from, and you got a better chance. There's some guys who are going to come over there. 1, 2. Okay. Alright, let's get down here. There's a drop down here to start things off with a bang. Whole bunch of fire wielding maniacs. Okay. Now we should be able to sneakily snuck and get her from here. Oh, and we jump across to here, and she can't follow. and she falls to her certain doom. Alright. Up the top here, you can hear them all falling. And there's another one on this other side. Down the end. There we are. Alright, so we get him. And down there we can see three of these. 1, 2, 3. Pick up the shinies from down here. Now there is a bastard down there. So you want to make sure we're going to take out a few of these boys. Okay. That smoke means I can't use Estus. So it's not poison or anything like that. It just is something that prevents me healing. And yeah, that's why it's problematic. So pick up the Undead Hunter Charms. Nothing down the end there. Alright, we've done this area. We're going to pledge ourselves to the way of the blue just because when we get invaded, ah, wow. We've got a better chance of surviving it. Okay, this is a wild ambush. If you run down here without checking first, you will get shafted by him and those 5 guys who dropped down from where we were before. However, we took them all out, so we can come in here, grab the soul. He'll come down with the flamberge. And we can take that action. Alright. Round to the left, there's a sneaky snuck. And 2 guys just hanging out. Now there's a couple of dancers in here. And you just have to emotionally deal with them. Go. All right. So they dropped the hood, which is kind of neat. Now up here we have these guys. Run past them. Take out that dude, and before we go down there, I'm going to go straight for the bonfire. Open up this shortcut. So we open this up. And we run down here. Remember, those things are susceptible to fire. in here. These are pyromancy clerics. There are lots of them in this area. Okay, we've taken out the pyromancy clerics. Come through here, round to the left, and go straight down. And this opens up our first shortcut back to the bonfire. All right, through here. Open it up. Open it up. And back to the bonfire. Alright, let's go back to Filing Shrine and update a little bit. And we'll join back here.